Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. Hope you're all safe and in good health. We're glad to welcome you all back to webinars by Motor India this year. Today's session, as you all know, is focused on identifying the perfect bearing solutions for your transmission, powered by GGB. In this webinar, the GGB team will help you to get an overview of trends in automotive transmissions specific to bearing solutions. If you're looking to eliminate driver fatigue on gear shifting with smooth, effortless shift movement, if your linear and needle bearings, hardened steel washers, and brass pads cost a lot in your transmission, if you want to reduce noise in your synchronizer, or if you're looking for improvements in efficiency to meet the CAFE norms, then you've come to the right place where our experts from GGB will talk about how to develop an efficient, compact, stick-slip free, long life bearing system for your transmission. Mr. Suraj Patil, who was supposed to be our speaker for the day, is unable to join us due to a medical emergency. And instead, we have two other experts from GGB with us today. Firstly, we have Mr. Mahesh Tangamani, India Sales Manager for GGB India. Mahesh is a mechanical engineer with over 26 years of experience in the automotive field. He's worked for over 11 years in engine products such as pistons, rings, engine valves, and fuel injection systems, and has been taking care of GGB sales operations in India for the past 15 years. We also have with us Mr. Abhishek Bhatt, Applications Engineer at GGB India. Abhishek is an MTech postgraduate with 3 years of experience in designing automobile sheet metal components. He joined GGB last year and is involved in providing tribological solutions to automotive and industrial customers. So Mahesh and Abhishek will be our presenters for today. During the presentation, please do keep an eye on the chat window as we will be sharing a total of 4 files containing information on GGB and their products. The presentation by Mahesh and Abhishek will run for around 30 minutes, post which the GGB team will spend some time answering your questions related to today's topic. You will find a Q&A window at the bottom of your screen where you can share your questions. In case your question is not answered by the end of the session, the GGB team will definitely get in touch with you for a discussion in the coming days, while you could reach out to them as well. As always, a copy of the presentation will be made available for you for download after the session. You will receive an email containing the presentation along with contact details of the GGB team. And as usual, this webinar is being live streamed on Motor India's video channel, where you can also watch it again later. So that's it from my side. Now over to Mahesh for the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Bala, for the introduction. I will share my screen and let's get into the presentation. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So today's topic, we are talking about GGB solutions in transmission, shifting into the future in transmission solutions. In the agenda, we will talk briefly about GGB company profile and product portfolio, and a little bit elaborate about industry challenges and trends in transmissions and possible GGB solutions for these applications. Talking about GGB, GGB is part of Enpro Industries. Enpro Industries is a listed company, publicly listed company in New York Stock Exchange. Enpro is an industrial technology company in material science. It has sealing technologies, advanced surface technologies for semiconductors, and engineered materials, and GGB is one of the divisions. Let's see a short video, 3-minute video about GGB, where we can see more details about GGB.
GGB bearing technology.
Sorry, just a minute. So there's a
If you can just click play at the bottom, the play symbol.
It's just changing switches. Sorry for the trouble. Just a minute. Oh.
GGB Bearing Technology is the global leader in high-performance bearing solutions. GGB means excellence in manufacturing, reliability in performance, and innovative bearing solutions and ideas.
Just a minute. Sorry, just 1 second. I'll play it from my video. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
GGB Bearing Technology is the global leader in high-performance bearing solutions. GGB means excellence in manufacturing, reliability in performance, and innovative bearing solutions and ideas. Ideas that solve our customers' most challenging problems. GGB is a team of over 1,100 dedicated, results-oriented employees. You'll find them in factories, labs, offices, and research facilities around the world, all driven by the same shared values: safety, excellence, and respect. We collaborate with 30,000 customers in virtually every nation of the world across a wide range of industries. Our solutions are found in automotive, aerospace, agriculture, construction, renewable energy, industrial, foundries, high-performance recreational equipment, and fluid power applications. GGB high-performance solutions are even helping NASA explore the surface of Mars. GGB's success is built upon decades of innovation in low-friction, self-lubricating, and pre-lubricated plain bearing technology. Our manufacturing processes make it possible to create solutions that maintain the tightest tolerances and production volumes our world-class customers expect. From customized bearing solutions for critical applications to thousands of standardized bearings per day, all to provide our world-class customers the highest levels of manufacturing excellence and customer service responsiveness. GGB achieves all of this while upholding the world's highest standards for quality, safety, and environmental stewardship. The result is a diverse portfolio of precision-engineered bearing solutions. GGB innovative solutions make things lighter, quieter, more compact, and more resistant to the forces of friction. We add durability and reliability, improve mechanical efficiency, and lower long-term maintenance. GGB bearings minimize the threat of corrosion and alleviate the need for constant lubrication. These are the things we are achieving. These are the things our customers have come to expect. GGB will continue its commitment to innovation and to the values that define who we are. We will continue to advance the science of tribology with bearings that set new standards for low friction, lightweight, low maintenance, high performance, and environmental responsibility. Our dedication to success is reflected in our passion for people and a continued focus on our customers and their success. That's the spirit that defines GGB, the leaders in high-performance bearing technology.
Okay, now you are able to see the presentation screen?
Yeah.
Sorry for the glitch. Now, talking about GGB product portfolio, metal polymer is the first and most important product portfolio. GGB is the inventor of metal polymer technology, the brand DUDX, patented technology of GGB. This is the first ever self-lubricating bearing invented, DU. And then subsequently, we have engineered plastics in our portfolio, homogeneous polymers of different compositions suiting to different application conditions. And bimetals is a legacy product. And one more product portfolio, fiber reinforced composites. This is again the invention from GGB, made from glass fibers backing and polymer sliding layers. And then we have sub-assemblies. And the newest introduction to us is coatings. Coatings is our new technology which is being introduced a few years back. With coatings, we are overcoming the limitations of shape and size. For any shape and size, now GGB is able to provide tribological solution with the introduction of coating by us. This is a overall application portfolio for GGB in commercial vehicles, and today we will be focusing on gearbox and clutches. And this is similarly in a passenger vehicle where GGBs are having solutions. And then again, today we'll be focusing on transmission and clutch areas. Now, let's talk about the transmission industry trends. With more and more of traffic situation and more usage of personalized transportation, people want to move from manual to automatic. So there is, in future, we can expect more of automatic transmissions being used. And even in manual transmission, with the traffic conditions in place, people want to have effortless, smooth shifting for transmissions. And in the industry side, there is more and more trust to reduce cost because of the increasing material cost. People want to reduce the cost of transmission, and as well as government norms like CAFE standards expect the average fuel efficiency of every manufacturer to improve. And on the other side, there is team working towards developing compact, lightweight transmissions which meet with electric drives and wheel drives, which will be again a future technology. So let's see how we can work in this. Little bit we talk about shifting, which is a major important function in manual transmission. Effortless shifting can make the passenger happy and make the ride enjoyable one. If the shifting is not smooth, the effort is higher, or it is not comfortable, then this leads to passenger discomfort. Considering shifting, there are a few factors, internal and external factors affecting the shifting performance. Internally, the forks, sleeves, synchronizers, strut, and shift rails, they contribute for the friction or the force required for the shifting, and the external factors like cables, rods, and shift levers. Conventionally, in the shifting technology, people were just using oil or just meshing the surface and make it finish better. And then the shifting, they were using this technology. That this was giving higher coefficient of friction because of the reciprocating movement or slow speed movements in transmission. And then this can as well have stick slip. So overall, the shifting efficiency was not so good. And now in the future, there is introduction of linear bearings and needle rotor bearings to overcome this. Now let's have a comparison with linear bearings, needle bearings, and bimetal bearings with metal polymer bearings in terms of size and cost to evaluate how these things perform better. If you compare, for example, a 10 by 10 mm ID and 10 mm length metal polymer bearing in terms of size. Take example, this is size is 100%. A linear bearing will be 160% higher, and similarly a needle roller bearing will be 16% higher in size. Similar is the terms of weight. The linear bearings are much higher in weight, and same way with the needle bearings. As regards to cost, bimetal bearings are the lowest. Metal polymer bearings is little above the bimetal bearings, and then linear bearings and needle bearings cost much higher. There are specific reasons people were selecting linear and needle bearings. However, in our case, we can convert these applications. Specifically, this will be explained by Abhishek in the future slides, wherein replacing this will give you cost benefit, size benefit, compactness, and then you can as well have a better performance. Talking about the new norms, with the increasing restriction or increasing constraints to bring in more fuel efficiency, transmission manufacturers are now forced to use low viscous oils in the transmission. This can lead to some performance reductions in certain applications, certain components. Our metal polymer bearings is compatible with low viscous oils, and it can work in high temperature as well without any problem. So now comparing with the functionality, how a metal polymer bearings works in comparison with any other metallic bearings, how it can perform better. In metal bearings, because of this slow speed applications in transmission, there is oscillation movement or sliding movement, not very high speed. Many of the cases, this works in boundary layer condition. There is no fluid film formation between this working condition, or most of the cases it works in dry. So there is a metal and metal contact coming between the bearing and shaft layer, and this leads to higher friction and wear rates. And in case of metal polymer bearings, let's see the structure of metal polymer bearings first. You will have a steel backing or a bronze backing, and then you have an intermediate porous bronze layer. And the sliding layer here is a tape or polymer layer. With this polymer layer, you will have always a contact between steel and polymer lining. And then this has a lower friction, and then this will reduce wear and stick slip also. And so this will give you a better life in comparison with any metal and metal contact situation. Let's get into some details of application where our bearings are used in transmissions. Abhishek will provide some details of this. Abhishek, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mahesh. So I'll go through some of the applications. So as you can see, these are the applications in the transmission area where GGB bearings can be used, which will improve the tribological performance and have a cost reduction with respect to roller bearings. So we have taken a few applications in the subsequent slides. Not all the applications are explained because of the time constraint. So next slide, we'll have the first application, that is shifter forks and shifter towers. The operating condition over here will be the dry and boundary lubrication, having a linear or angular movement. So the requirement will demand a smooth, low friction zero stick slip operation, and should be quieter. So we have DP4 bearings from our product portfolio that will give better performance. Traditionally, over here, as Mahesh explained before, hardened shafts are used, having a good surface finish, but it will have stick slip issues, higher friction, and eventually it will lead to housing damages. So with the help of DP4 bearings, which is a proven solution, we can avoid these issues. So the next one is the clutch release forks. The bearings will be subjected to very heavy loads around 30-35 MPa, and will have heavy shock loads. There will be also a space constraint. So we have advantage over roller bearings that it will be compact in size and quieter in operation because there is no rolling element over here, just one bush. And most of the metal polymer bushes are compatible with aluminum housing. So our DP11 bearing will fulfill all the application requirements and have a customer satisfaction. So the next one is the reverse idler gear. The application requirement will be to have a low wear, low friction in order to reduce the heat generation. As I said before, our bushes will be compact in size with respect to the roller bearings. In order to solve the issues of wearing, we have metal polymer solutions or EP solutions, that is polymer bushes, which will work better in this application with marginal lubrication or complete oil lubricated conditions. So the next is differentials. This is one of the area where there will be heavy oil contamination, and we need to have resistance to the contamination compared to the metal washers. So we have DP4, we can have DP4 or DX10 washers over here, which will give better performance than traditional metal washers. So the next one is the cross shaft. The operating conditions will be dry or grease lubricated condition, having angular movement, and usually they will use 2 to 4 roller bearings per system, which is too costly. So with the help of metal polymer bushes, we can have a low frictions, no stick, zero stick slip, and very less noise. And it is compatible with aluminum housing. So we will have a cost advantage in this application. So the next one is the planetary gear set. The application requirement over here is similar to that of the idler gear, which we saw previously. So for this low wear and low friction, we'll have DP4 or DX10 bearings, which can be fixed or free floating. We can also have EP64, which will give better results. So the next one is, okay. So it is not possible to cover all the applications because of the time constraint. We have just shown an overview where GGB bushes can be used and has a potential to replace roller bearings and traditional bronze bushes, which will give better performance and can have a significant cost reduction. In order to have a specific discussion on the application development, you can contact our sales executives.
Thank you, Abhishek. Yeah. Thank you, Mahesh, and thank you, Abhishek, for the presentation. I think very focused and very, very insightful, throwing up a lot of details about your company, the segments that you operate in, and focusing on the topic for today, which is transmission-related solutions. Right? Yep. So if anybody has some questions, you can feel free to drop it into the Q&A window. Yeah. In the meanwhile, we'll probably take up some of the questions that have come in already. Some of them had shared questions during the registration, and then we'll wait for some more questions to come in. Yeah. And also, as indicated at the beginning, if you can go into the chat window, you will see some of the files that GGB has wished to share. So it includes details about the company and some specific files with information about the transmission-related bearings and solutions that our speaker spoke about some time back.
So
Right.
by the time we can answer one of the questions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we'll take that first, Mahesh. Yeah. So one of our attendees is interested to know, could you share some inputs or tips for bearing selection? That is, selecting the right kind of bearing, and also for load calculation and life calculation. If you can share your thoughts.
I'm now talking in reference to plain bearings, especially metal polymer bearings, which is our portfolio. I'm not talking about roller bearings here. And talking about plain bearings, GGB has calculators for theoretically estimating the life based on laboratory wear rate performances. So we can provide you an estimated life for dry conditions, how much cycles the bearings can work. As far as the lubricated conditions are there, it is difficult to develop a life estimation for the lubricated condition. So in such conditions, we will explain or help you to develop a situation where the bearings can work completely in hydrodynamic conditions, giving you the maximum life. In hydrodynamic conditions, the life can be only estimated by actual trials.
Thank you, Mahesh. Anything in particular to add regarding load calculation and life calculation? That's what you mentioned. I think that's taken care of.
Yeah, we have estimators where we can check specific load for the applications through calculations, and then we can select suitable materials according to the load and speed conditions, the PV values. Mm-hmm. We have a portfolio of materials, and then which can be selected based on the PV values as well as the environmental operating conditions of that applications.
Understood. Sure. Just another question that probably just came in. Just to understand, you had given an overview about the company. Can we also understand what is currently GGB's presence in this entire transmission segment? I mean, you already have worked with any of the OEM customers in India and also globally. Can you give us some information on that?
Yeah. If you take globally, if you take Europe and USA, many of the transmission manufacturers will be our customers. In India, the commercial vehicle as well as passenger vehicles, many of them we have in our customer portfolio. Two-wheelers, no, not much. We have major presence in commercial vehicles and passenger vehicle OEMs in India.
In India, right.
Especially for the manual transmissions.
Manual transmission, right. I mean, since you just touched upon manual transmission, something that's related, do your transmission bearing solutions, are they suitable for all types of transmission? You mentioned in your presentation as well, Mahesh, that there is a clear shift to comfort where people want to move from manual to more of automatic transmissions. So do your bearing solutions cater to all these types of transmission, manual, automated manual, or the AMT, and also fully automatic? Yeah.
Yes. As Abhishek was, we were showing one of the slide, different applications. We have applications in automotive, AMT, different transmission range. Almost all of the passenger vehicles or commercial vehicle transmissions, we have applications. Mm-hmm. We can look into areas where conventionally people use roller bearings, and then we can also convert, if there is a technical feasibility, to plain bearings, saving them cost and performance.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a technical thing that's come in, Abhishek. I don't know if you're seeing that already. For my application, I don't know if it's exactly correct, but acting for radial and axial load is around, I hope the number is right, 95,000 Newton. How to select the bearing? I mean, would you be able to share some, not if not the exact answer, maybe some inputs from this? Abhishek or Mahesh?
Yeah, Abhishek, go ahead.
First of all, thank you for the question. So for calculating for selecting the bearing, along with the load, we'll require some other parameters as well, like what is the speed and other parameters like temperatures, bearing size, and specifically what is the ID dimensions and the width of the bearing will be required to calculate the force in megapascals. And from that, we can select which is the best suitable bearing for that application. Along with that, we'll also require a few other data like how is the lubrication condition? Is it dry or grease lubricated conditions? And based on that, we can make a better selection of bearings.
Wonderful. Thank you, Abhishek. And as indicated, I think the GGB team will be happy to reach out to the person who shared this question and help provide solutions. I think it's also clear that a lot of people are looking for some sort of guidance and support in selecting the right bearing. I think many of our questions were actually on these lines. Probably the GGB team can take this forward and reach out to them and give them the required support.
Yeah. In this regard, GGB has a technical input data sheet which is available in our website, or also we send it. Once customer can fill in their technical details, whatever, like Abhishek said, outline dimensions, temperatures, what is the lubrications currently used, and then they provide this data sheet to us, then we can revert to them with a proper bearing solutions for that. Techno-commercial proposal we can provide.
All right. It's very interesting. Wonderful. So I think these are the focused and relevant questions that actually came in. I think there's one that's coming. Okay. Which material, thank you so much for that question again. Which material would you recommend for planetary gearboxes? As bushing for gears are in contact with pin. That's what is mentioned there.
Okay. Talking about planetary gearboxes, first thing is we have to understand the gear arrangements. Okay, there are places where there is no feasibility for fixing, and then there we have to go for free floating washers, which is having self-lubricating on both sides. And then if we have fixing arrangement which can be made in the frame, then we can choose a different material. So this is because this is a criticality in arrangements for a planetary mechanism. Subsequent to that, again the same conditions, the PV values or the environmental conditions, the operating conditions, that has to be checked, and then we can choose the right material for this.
Wonderful. Again, I'm sure offline again there could be a lot more aspects discussed as well with the person who asked this question. Thank you so much for that question and for the response, Mahesh. Yeah. We'll probably wait for a minute or two if there are any more questions. And is there anything else that you'd like to add, Mahesh or Abhishek, before we conclude the session, maybe?
Yeah. The major thing what I want to inform many customers is conventional people were used to know that a bearing is a needle bearing or a roller bearing or linear bearing. That's what comes to their mind. Other bearings like polymers, they consider as bushes, and then that's not the top of the mind many times. So many of the design which is being done is over-designed. Means there is a simple bush which can perform well, reduce cost, can be used in many applications, has been over-designed with a bigger bearing likewise. So if people can talk to us, provide us details, we can provide optimum solutions for that application, which can save the cost as well as improve the performance.
Sure, sure. I mean, I'm sure people have taken note of that as well, Mahesh. Thanks. So I think, yep, I think these were the questions that came in. Thank you so much. Once again to Mahesh and to Abhishek for the presentation, for sharing the information with our audience. And thank you so much to our attendees for your interest in GGB and their products, and for taking time out to actually, be part of our webinar. Yeah. And thank you from Motor India's side to GGB as well for being our partner for this session, and for sharing a lot of valuable information with our audience, which I'm sure they found very insightful. And I'm sure there are going to be a lot more discussions offline after the session, based on what was shared today. Yeah. So as shared earlier, we have a set of files that we've shared, and a copy of the presentation will also be reaching you through email after the session, along with contact details of the GGB team in case you wish to reach out to them in future. Yeah. Is there something you want to say, Mahesh?
Yeah, so I'm thanking on behalf of my team to Motor India and Mr. Bala for conducting this session. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Our pleasure, Mahesh. Pleasure. Thank you so much. So until our next similar session, or webinar or a panel discussion, we take leave. Thank you so much, everyone, and goodbye. Take care.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.